Alright, I entered the Bio Cup. What's that, you ask? Well, I'll tell you. It's a mock building contest for Technic and Construction builders. The first round is open to everyone, and entrants have to craft a build based on a very simple brief. After that opening round, the remaining builders are broken up into groups to battle it out until there is one winner. This year, the team over at Flickr decided that the opening round would be space. Not wanting to go out of my way to buy a bunch of parts, I had a look around at my own Technic parts collection, which you'll be shocked to know mainly consists of Throwbots and Slizer parts, so I looked to them for inspiration. Yes, that's right, I was going to enter a Throwbot build into a Bionicle-inspired contest. The granddaddy of construction needed some representation. This is the final result, the Throwbot X-Wing, or the Rebel Scum Slizer, if you're from Slizer Town. I'm so pleased with how this turned out. It's a really simple build, and that's fine for the design language of Throwbots. 4 white throwing disc arms found on Ski act as the wings. I had considered using the more traditional wing parts that Ski uses as his titular skis, but opted against that for 2 reasons. Firstly, I can more easily attach them with ball joints to replicate the action of the ship turning from flight mode into attack mode. This rolls into reason number 2. The wings on the actual X-Wing house the cannons, and since the throwing discs are the cannons of the Throwbot world, I thought this represented that firepower rather well. Seeing this thing flying at you, armed with 4 discs, being hurled at you, would be very intimidating for any Imperial pilot. Getting the cockpit in the right place was a fun challenge, as it sits slightly further back on the X-Wing, so just slapping a transparent black visor piece on the Throwbot head is not going to cut it. Using a few connector pieces to cover up the gap, I managed to attach a Borak eye, which makes a good representation of the cockpit. The one I used for the contest is a glow-in-the-dark version, but I have since swapped this out for a transparent black coloured one, which does the job as well. Although I do miss the slightly ominous glow, which makes it look pretty cool. But I'll find a use for that part somewhere else. The nose of the ship was made using Torch's red head part and a white Throwbot visor piece that can be found on an old Technic Stormtrooper build. Red was the obvious pick to use for the head part, because this guy is part of Red Squadron, maybe even being Red 5, given this incredibly small version of R2-D2. There is a silver printed round tile for R2-D2 to represent him in these nano-scaled sets. One day I might replace the white tile with that one, but until then this is an alright representation of the helpful little droid. Photographing this model proved to be a bit of a pain. Trying to get a dramatic shot of it in flight mode took a couple of attempts, with a few tried and failed attempts to build structures to hold it up properly. I ended up using these 2 clear parts from a Separatist speeder bike to get the job done. My biggest oversight in this mock is the number of engines. I'm too short. This could be easily fixed, but I only had access to 2 of those round printed parts to act as the engine fans. But it won't be hard to fix this in a further update of the model. Speaking of updates that I've made to the ship since entering it into the contest, along with the change in cockpit colour, I've also added red stripes to the back of the ship, and added 2 white Borak eyes to act as landing gear, so the ship isn't sat on its belly when it's landed. I've very much enjoyed putting this mock together, and I'm definitely going to try and experiment building other Star Wars ships in the form of Throwbots. A Y-Wing shouldn't be too difficult to craft, and a TIE fighter would be an interesting challenge. But did this ballsy move to enter a Slizer into a Bionicle contest work? How far did I get in the contest? Did I make it to the next round of the Bio Cup? Did I win? Well, of course not. I built a Throwbot for goodness sakes. But I didn't do too badly. In the first round I came in ranked at 109, just 1 place shy of a qualifying spot. Truly shocking that I came that close into breaking into round 2, but I'm very pleased with my efforts, and I'll be giving it another go next year, once again throwing some representation in the direction of the Throwbots theme. I do encourage all of you to go and have a look at the BioCup 2024 Flickr page, to have a look at the overall winners and all of the creativity that's going on over there. There's some truly incredible design work at hand there. There's a link below if you want to go and check it out, which again, I encourage you to do. But that's all for now. Let me know if you entered the BioCup, or if you're planning on entering it next year. Thanks for watching, and come back for the next one.